Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday. Introduction. Ego is a hidden enemy. It blinds us, inflates our sense of self, and ultimately sabotages our potential. In Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday explains how ego holds us back in 3 critical stages: when we aspire to success, when we achieve success, and when we experience failure. The book is not about eliminating confidence. Confidence is necessary, but it must be earned, not fabricated. Ego, on the other hand, tricks us into thinking we are more important than we are, which can lead to arrogance, delusion, and self-destruction. Holiday uses examples from history, philosophy, and modern success stories to prove that those who master their ego are the ones who truly succeed. So let's break down the lessons from this powerful book. Part 1. Ego in Aspiration, the Illusion of Greatness. When we start working toward a goal, ego often gets in the way before we even begin. Instead of focusing on action, many people focus on image. They talk about their ambitions, share their dreams, and bask in the praise they receive, but they never actually do the work. Holiday warns that talking is not the same as doing. Many people feel satisfied just by announcing their goals, but this can create a false sense of accomplishment. The result: they don't put in the real effort needed to succeed. The danger of overconfidence. One of the first traps of ego is overestimating our abilities. Have you ever seen someone start a new project or career with extreme confidence, only to quit when things get tough? That's because ego makes them believe success should come easily. Instead of assuming we are special, Holiday urges us to adopt a beginner's mindset. Stay humble. Focus on learning, not impressing others. Be a student, not a master. One great example is Benjamin Franklin. He was known for his intelligence, but he also had an incredible ability to learn from others. He understood that humility opens doors while ego closes them. Have you ever met someone who talked a lot about their goals but never actually worked on them? Part 2. Ego in Success, the Silent Killer. Ironically, success is often where ego does the most damage. Once people achieve something, they start believing their own hype. They stop improving, reject feedback, and surround themselves with people who only tell them what they want to hear. When success becomes a trap, Holiday explains that success should be treated as a responsibility, not a reward. Once you reach a certain level, the work doesn't stop, it gets harder. But many people fall into the ego trap of thinking they've made it, and can now relax. A famous example is Howard Hughes, the billionaire entrepreneur who revolutionized the aviation and film industries. But after massive success, his ego took over. He refused advice, ignored criticism, and eventually isolated himself, becoming a paranoid recluse. His success could have lasted much longer if he had remained open to learning. The importance of staying a student. The best way to avoid the ego trap is to keep learning, no matter how successful you become. Many of the greatest minds in history, from Socrates to Elon Musk, share one trait: they never stop learning. A great quote from the book is, "Success is rented, and rent is due every day." Have you ever seen someone become successful and then completely fall apart because they thought they didn't need to try anymore? Part 3. Ego in Failure, How It Holds Us Back. Failure is part of life. But ego makes it worse. Instead of learning from mistakes, people often blame others, make excuses, or pretend they didn't care about success in the first place. Why ego makes failure worse. Holiday explains that the best way to handle failure is with humility. Instead of blaming external factors, take full responsibility. Instead of getting defensive, ask, what can I learn from this? What did I do wrong? How can I improve? One powerful example is Katharine Graham, the publisher of the Washington Post. She faced failures and setbacks, but instead of letting her ego make her defensive, she took responsibility. She learned, adapted, and ultimately became one of the most respected leaders in media. The power of resilience. The best way to move forward after failure is through action. Instead of dwelling on mistakes, learn from them and keep going. History is filled with stories of people who used failure as fuel. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, but instead of letting ego destroy him, he reinvented himself and returned stronger than ever. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but instead of sulking, he trained harder than ever. Failure isn't what stops people, ego is. Have you ever let your ego stop you from accepting responsibility for a failure? Part 4. Practical Steps to Conquer Ego. Now that we've explored how ego affects different stages of life, let's look at how to manage it. Adopt a mindset of service. Holiday suggests shifting our focus from, how can I prove myself? to, how can I be useful? The most successful people see their work as a contribution, not just a way to gain status. Surround yourself with truth tellers. Ego thrives in environments where no one challenges us. That's why many successful people fail. They only listen to those who agree with them. To stay grounded, surround yourself with people who give honest feedback. Listen to criticism without getting defensive. Stay humble, no matter how much success you achieve. Focus on the work, not the recognition. Instead of chasing praise, focus on doing great work. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders weren't obsessed with recognition, they were obsessed with improvement. Have you ever found yourself caring more about recognition than actually improving? Conclusion. Ego is one of the biggest obstacles to success. Whether we are striving for greatness, enjoying success, or dealing with failure, ego can either help us grow or hold us back. Key lessons from the book. In aspiration, don't just talk about your goals, take action. In success, stay humble and never stop learning. In failure, accept responsibility and use setbacks as a learning opportunity. The best way to keep ego in check is to stay focused on growth. Whether you're just starting out or already successful, the goal should always be the same. Keep learning, keep improving, and stay humble. What do you think? Have you ever let ego hold you back? Or have you seen someone let their success or failure ruin them? Share your thoughts in the comments. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.